What is up, duelists? Welcome to my second Snake Ayami video. Great weather, good mood, a little sunburn, but what else do we love about the fire? Our favorite level 1 guy, Snake Eye Ash. Obviously, we're gonna summon it today, we're gonna do it together, and like the last time, let me know in the comments what do you think. I did get some good feedback, some things I want to work on the deck. Um, and yeah, I just enjoy it. I really like it, and I appreciate every comment. I appreciate all the feedback, and I would say let's just hop right into it. The main thing what happened in the last couple matches I played with the deck, I figured there are too many normal summons. So if you look into it, I think we have to cut a couple things. Like Larry is very cool. You can discard it with Copsy Synchro, but in the end, you don't want to draw it, so you have to normal summon it. That's kind of weird. I mean, it is a level 1, and it feels weird to play like Larry without tracked. Um, Maybe we can do that, or maybe we can just do Larry tracked Engraver and not play the Lacrima. Not playing Lacrima makes Poplar not a one card combo anymore, but we don't want to draw Lacrima. We really don't want to draw the Lacrima. The Larry being a level 1 is cool, so maybe we can cut Lacrima. We can try that. Let me think. Sequence. We have to have a second body to go into the sequence play, and playing with Poplar, like the Poplar combo that does not achieve it. Um, Also, what I'm not sure about is the Werharf though. Maybe we don't need that extra consistency. I also cut down to one Lollipo. I've played some matches with the deck, in between. And I'm not sure if I had one Lollipo in my last list, in my last video, but I think we can play a second Lollipo to at least have two. That might be a good thing. And also since Nib hurts pretty bad, we can maybe even play the Crossout in the main deck. That might be an interesting thing. And yeah, what do we cut for it? Maybe we're Artho, because we added the Lollipo, so we have like the extra card anyways. 40 cards will stay. We have another slot in the side deck. I kind of like Regeki right now. Sounds like a fun card. And I would love to play a Snatchy. So since we have to have another body for Snake Eye, to go into Desiree, maybe it's just worth to not go into Desiree at all. Maybe it's just worth to play only Necroquip and Caesar. But at that point, you can already almost say like, what is the point of playing Snake Eye? What is the point of playing that? Maybe we can just play Duke over over Desiree. Does that make sense? Hmm. I think we can start with Desiree if we figure that it's gonna be a problem to resolve everything, and like if we have a problem summoning Desiree and we'd rather go for Duke, maybe that then it makes sense to play Desiree over Duke. But I would really like to play a second Snatchy because I think it's ridiculous to play a Yami deck with only one Snatchy. But yeah, maybe it is also even we need princes for the combos. Yeah. Um let's just hop right in for the first match. Okay, so unfortunately, during the recording of the matches, I played 3 matches, and during those recording those, I figured that like the recording system was like a bit off. It was like frame to frame. The image was frozen. Like my voice was entirely smooth and everything was fine, but I watched it like I rewatched it when I finished it, and I figured it's like very hard to watch because you just hear what happens and I just say what happens, or like comment what happens, explain my thoughts, but you cannot see the board. Like it's just like a frozen screen for like 10 seconds, and then it's like another frame that you can see, but it's not like fluent. So I decided I will still use those matches. I will just go over the replays with you together, and as good as I can, um, try to remember what my thoughts were and explain why I did what. And yeah, just like many other YouTubers do actually, but I thought maybe the ways to actually like you see me play live would be more interesting for you maybe. So you can see what my thoughts are like during the exact moment of playing. But yeah, maybe this version like this way is better anyway. So if it is, then let me know, and I will maybe change it like this to the future, so I can just go over the replays with you and not just you play with me together. I can do both as well. So yeah, let me know what do you think about that. Okay, so for the first match, we play against the Peaky player. Um, we won the roll. We go first, which is nice already. And we open Bonfire, Nib, 1 for 1, Fuvolos, Ash. Um, at this point, I was debating what I want to start with because technically, I actually don't worry about Droll game one as much because Droll is not as popular anymore in the main decks. So I don't feel bad when I start with Bonfire because Bonfire also forces the Fuvalos, the Ash Blossom, sorry. Because if my opponent goes Bonfire, I assume he's gonna be on Rysel, and I like to ash it, or like the chances of him ashing it is high because he doesn't have to care about Izuna. He's gonna get rid of a body because even if we go X or Ice, we still have the body, which makes Sword and everything alive. So yeah, the second thought was, what if he has Fuvalos? How do we beat it? Because Fuvalos is great against our deck. Um, So I was like, I can just go 1 for 1, discard the Fuwa, and if he has Fuwa loss, he's gonna 100% chain it. If he has Ash Blossom, he's gonna Ash it for sure. So then if he Ashes it, we can still lead with Bonfire or Snake Eye Ash, which is amazing. I think it would be Ash to see if he's Imperm, and if not, if there's no Imperm, I'm gonna Bonfire for Poplar. If there's Imperm, I'm gonna Bonfire for Poplar and keep playing. If he does not have Ash, but he has Fuvalos, he's gonna chain it for sure, but then we can summon the Snake Ash from hand. So he does not get a draw of that, and we can still just go to play Ash for Poplar, Poplar for Field Spell, Field Spell plays Flamberge or Oak, go IP and pass on that. So we have IP into SP, Nip, plus follow up, which is not that bad. So I decided to go 1 for 1. Like as expected, he full losses. We summon Snake Ash from hand. He accidentally draws, but I explained him he cannot draw. Then I did just exactly what I told you. So it's Poplar, Poplar summon, go field spell, and then field spell plays the Flamberge because I was like, Flamberge is the worst draw, so I have it out of my deck. Poplar is a way better draw, and if we can field spell, summon out the Flamberge, link it off with IP, we get to the 2 bodies and all the follow up. Anyways, it's so hard to die there. And yeah, in the end, the Poplar can place back the Flamberge, which is nice. So yeah. Um, add effects using hand gestures. Oh, you cannot see that. Turn on reactions to express yourself with a hand gesture during the video. Oh, that's crazy. Never mind. Just had like a notification from my screen. Never seen that. So he goes Obedience School, which is great for us. Because we know if he goes Obedience School, he will never ever go Herald this turn. He cannot even threaten it. So whenever he wants to go Battle Phase and there's game on board, we can just literally Nibiru him. Unfortunately, he had the Ogre for the field spell, which made everything a bit worse, but we were basically stuck on IP and Flamberge. He goes Link 1, set a Crookie, which kind of tells us he has the minion in hand. Or he just wants to play around some things because he thinks he doesn't need it anymore. But I think you would, of course, like you can technically Copsy search the minion, which is a good option. But yeah, I'm not sure if you would do that. Maybe also put the minion to the Crookie to chain block the Copsy, but I don't think that's real if you just go minion anyways. He continues playing, Cap to search the surprise, so it's not looking that bad. Like he just keeps on comboing. And he threatens battle phase. After activating the field spell, we're gonna nib, obviously. And here he makes a slight mistake. I hand over the token. He goes surprise and summon back, which is all fine. Summon the lolly, summon the cookie, reduce nib. Accidentally discards a surprise, which is unfortunate. But I tried to play. I actually think when I played it, um, I didn't want to remember that it was surprise because that just changed the entire game. Um, but I just tried to like not see the surprise, not think about a surprise that much that I actually forgot he had surprise. What he did here is he set two passes, which I don't agree at all because he can just go mignon, summon something back. So his cookie is at 25. The attack over my nib, attack it directly with the other guy. He can go snatchy, synchro again, and yeah, get in some good damage. But he decided not to. Maybe forgot. So we draw Mignon, which is not great. Here I go Bonfire. As I said earlier, I thought about bonfiring for Oak, but then I realized if I bonfire for Poplar, summon it, I have two bodies immediately. So he either has to trade with them, but then I can still normal summon the Poplar and threaten some things. But if he does not do anything to Poplar, I can link it off for Anima, put it in a spell trap zone, and he has to kind of deal with the Anima because Anima and Nib threatens SP, and I still have the two spell traps for the Doom Dragon, and if Flambirch goes to grave, I'm just gonna pop off again, obviously. So I animate his token, he let it resolve. Here, I'm not sure about that's the correct ruling. I thought it was that the token goes to the trap zone and it's just 0. That's just what I know. Here, I was debating my next play because I could technically go Doom Dragon. Maybe it was the correct play, but I tried, as I said, not to think what his set cards were. So I decided to, if he has a surprise or like if he has an imperm or something, I thought more about imperm. I'm just gonna SP target the field spell because he has no cards in hand. He's no real follow up. Um, and I'm gonna have like such a big board because I can still go full yummy, and full fiendsmith to cut off all his follow up, which is fine. So I try to SP the field spell. So if he chains like an imperm or something, I can with SP trade with the second or with the second set as well. He chained Surprise to special summon and chained Droplet, sending the monster, which is a bit weird. He also forgets about activating Cupsy, which is unfortunate. Changes the game as well, once again. Then I go for Doom Dragon Force, the Snatchy, Chainlink 2, Flamberge to revive. And yeah, he went for Cookie. I revive it. And here I made a slight mistake. I should have summoned 2 Poplars. I don't know if I should have, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I should have. Because here goes Cupsy, Cookie, Book, the Doom Dragon, and Ash. And I can go Princess here. I go Princess, attack over it, and then if you summon back Flambird. So we'd put him on top deck. If you look at the graveyard, he has all three Synchros in graveyard, and we can even Princess revive Flambird to place one back. I think I placed back the Lollipo. Just to make sure he cannot access it anymore during the game. Because I placed Lollipop because some builds are playing to Cupsy, which is weird, but they do it if they start with Engage, to not just lose it forever if it gets stopped. So what I said here, why I should have summoned Ash is in this why I should have summoned 2 Poplars is in this scenario I can just Princess revive the Ash. Ash send itself and Princess for Oak revive, then go. Oh, hold on, Animo's in grave already. I could go Fiendsmith then, technically. Hello. Oh. I can then go Fiendsmith. and end on a. I cannot end on Desiree because I cut it. Um, hmm. Maybe this was the correct way to do it. Let me think. Yeah, yeah. I think it was alright. I think it was alright actually. Because with this, like this setup, we threaten so much, so it's also so hard for him to kill, even if he top decks something. He top decks Droplet and it was game. The best thing about this duel is he does not have a clue we're playing Yummy. He just saw Snake Eyes. He just saw not didn't even see Fiendsmith. So he goes first. We open a Raigeki Copsy Engraver Ash Oak. This hand is insane. Like we have Raigeki to force a Herald. We have Engraver to keep on playing. We have Ash, and if it gets stopped, we can still summon Copsy. So he has to interact very specific, not knowing we're on Yummy. So he goes a Crookie, engage. Yeah, do the wrong things. But he corrected in a second. He opened both field spells again. Like he lost to draw the field spell, which is a bit unfortunate. Um, he goes Kagari, add back Horny Drones, some token again, goes Copsy. Like just regular combo. I can actually fast forward it. We all know what's gonna happen. Discard field spells, summon Snatchy, go Copsy, add Surprise, go Lollipo, link these off, synchro this off for this, go Herald, go Snatchy, and pass. So in this spot, he has Surprise, he has double Surprise set. He has the Herald and a Lollipo to tag out one unknown in hand. So we draw Fuwa. Fuwa was nice. The reason why Fuwa was nice actually is, oh, I just figured you cannot see the side patterns if I'm recording it like this. So basically, I was during siding debating about Fuwa if we want to keep it in or not, because going first, like going second, if they on their turn one, it's not great, but even drawing it as a sixth card, like it stops them first from some things, it stops them from going Herald, but if you draw it as a sixth card or just hold it for your turn, it almost always like works like a pot of greed, which is cool. So we Fuwa, and yeah, I forgot that it gets banished. He lets it resolve, which I think was correct. We Raigeki force out the Herald. Then we normal Ash. The thing I thought here is like one of the sets has to be Imperm Surprise, or Droplet Surprise, or whatever. So if we lead normal summon Ash, he can chain Synchro, chain Imperm. But then we can still link it off for Cups, because they're for sure not gonna immediately go Cookie to book it. That would be, oh no, Cookie can. Does Cookie have to summon book too? I'm not sure. Um. Anyways, he's pretty sure not gonna just pop it. I mean, he can technically Lollipo back into Cookie and then pop the Snake Ash, but then we still have the Engraver and can keep pushing. So yeah, he did this, but he did not chain anything else. So he summoned the Cookie, the Cupsy. We search for Poplar. So at this point, we know we're gonna have a link one on board at some point for sure, even if it's just Requiem from Engraver. So one Poplar to Cookie, then we Poplar for Temple. I was a bit confused there why he didn't use the Cupsy, but maybe he just wanted to save it. So I Temple, then I think he chained the Cupsy, yep. So I cannot get to summon anything. Here I thought the only logical thing is to place Flamberge, because once again we can Poplar link off Poplar for Anima, place it, and then threaten the Doom Dragon again. And Doom Dragon also traces so much. So the Copsy draws into Dominus Purge, which was a nice draw. We did exactly what I said. Go Anima, Poplar plays itself. And here he has to think, because here we're threatening Doom Dragon. So here he goes Surprise to bounce, target Snatchy Cupsy, and Flamberge Anima. Which I'm gonna show you why this is actually super fine for us. So we're gonna draw Veiler, didn't do anything, but didn't matter at that point. Because we can still temple, summon out the Poplar. And then Poplar can turn again into an anima, because yeah, it just bounce it back. He searches 2, discards 1, so we still have 2 unknown cards in hand and 1 unknown card set. So we're gonna summon Poplar into anima, and then special summon the Copsy. And here is where I basically knew the game is won almost, because we still have the engraver. We Copsied, he's purging it. Then we went for Synchro. That was like, hold on, I could just go Copsy Synchro, search 2, and discard Flamberge, trigger Flamberge, and that was just amazing. So we did exactly that. We searched 2, searched Lollipop and Cookie, discard the Flamberge, use Flamberge, he bells it. That was crazy. But yeah, we just kept playing. We just kept playing, kept pushing, because we only had to worry about the back row and maybe potentially double book, but if he double books, we can draw again anyways. So we've kind of forced him to use the Lollipop there. Then Lollipop banishes the Copsy, which, yeah, we didn't care at all. I thought about chaining the Copsy Synchro to save it, but I think there was no reason to do so. Then Snatchy places the other field spell. So basically, what our Snake Eye engine did in this game is it just forced out almost every interruption. Almost every interruption by one single Snake Eye Ash. And that was just, yeah, of course, like paired with a Raigeki, but yeah, it was Ash and Anima that did just Ash and Copsy that just did so much. But yeah, you're gonna see. We go Copsy, Mignon, summon back Lolly. Then he's gonna make a Synchro for Cookie to book both. We can still chain. Can we chain the Copsy? I think not. No, we can't chain the Copsy. We draw 2 talents, which is insane at that point, but you're gonna see we didn't even need it. And then Mignon pop field Crookie pop field spell. And Cookie book these 2. Then we go for the Cookie ourselves. Cookie to flip those 2. Basically, he has to chain the Snatchy there, or else they're gonna be booked. And if he chains the Snatchy, we're gonna draw again. And now we just know we have to play against one set card, which can be Imperm or Droplet, most likely. Then we went Engraver, and Engraver pretty much just sealed it. Like, our Engraver was safe because he couldn't Ash anymore. Or, yeah, I mean, we know the card in hand anyways. So, here we can Larry, and, yeah. Then he just scooped because he knew it was over. As I said, we didn't even need to talents, honestly. Because at this point, we were just too far in and playing too much. The second replay was that one. That was the second match. It was cool to play against Chip. That was definitely good for. That was definitely good testing. He went first. He opened Droplet, Lightning Storm, 2 Lollipops and Thrust. So, and we opened like triple hand trap, Copsy, and yeah, the Flamberge break. But on normal summon we Fool lost, and he couldn't out it. Like, he couldn't have answer it, obviously, which was pretty nice for us. Put a lot of pressure on him. So he thrust. I was afraid of like Black Goat, so I wanted to Ash it. Of course. Then he goes Link 1, we draw a card, we draw another Fuba. Then we Ogre the Link 1, he's gonna activate a Crookie. And because the reason why I Ogre this was he can go Mignon and have an extender like the quick spell. But honestly, if he goes quick spell, he has to revive Link 1, Mignon summon something back. We just play against 1 less card. And if you go Synchro there, we could redraw again. And for our turn, we still have the Fuvalos if he wants to play, and we can draw more cards. We draw Tract, which was an amazing draw. We normal Copsy, and he just scoops because he knows with the Droplet, he's not gonna stop everything we do. Cool thing again, he does not know we're on Snake Eyes. So he basically went first again. Imperm Hornet Drones warding Cookie Lollipo. We opened Fuba again. Very fortunate for us, unfortunate for him. He goes Hornet Drones, we Fuba, put a lot of pressure on him again. He goes Link 1, we draw a card. I think we draw into something irrelevant. Yeah, we just draw a Poplar. He's gonna activate a Crookie, then specials the Cookie, goes second Link 1 to play around Imperm, which I do not agree. What I would have done is probably just go Synchro, go Copsy Synchro to search two names. He can even discard one, so he does not have to get rid of non-engine, and he's just imperm safe anyways with having the Synchro. But I don't really agree on this, like the way he played it. We just draw a second Snake Eye Ash, which is alright. Then we top deck Ogre, which is like probably the best top deck we could have had. We drag Gekit, then Ogre the field spell. So we put him on like just 2 card set. Which one of us could be surprised and one of them could be like Imperm. So we normal dash, he warnings the normal summon, which was, I think, correct because he knows we're on Yummy and he just have to get rid of that. Pray we don't have an extender. Here I set Cross out just to kill, like just to trade with the in case he had like top stacks to surprise. He doubles talents. He goes a Crookie to put back everything, like put back the 2 Snatchies. We draw an Ash Blossom, a normal dash. He imperned it, linked it off for Anima, summoned Yummy, summoned Lollipo. Yeah, that was basically it. A bit unfortunate on his side, or a bit fortunate on our side, to like have the perfect answers, but it once again showed how good these engines complement each other. With just Snake Eye Ash being able to force so much, because if it sticks on the board, you just have to interact with it. Like you just have to spend so many cards on it because you basically have to imperm it and then book it on res. So that's just like 2 big interruptions you have to use for it, or then just surprise bounce it, and then we can still technically have an extender, even if it's like a bonfire 1-for-1, surprise ourselves or any Fiendsmith card or like Engraver Tract. It's pretty nice. Yeah, that was it for the second replay, and the third replay was against that guy. So he was playing Malice. We won the roll. We went first. We opened 2 Charmies, Copsy, Ash, and Talents. So the Talents was very nice there. He opened double Chessie, double Impulse, and Magnamut, like a lot of doubles, but it ended up being pretty cool for us. We went Copsy, summoned our third Surprise. The solution was fine. Go Snatchy, Snatchy plays Mignon. Mignon to summon out the Copsy. He chains Magnamut. I was like, okay, do I chain Surprise here? But it was like a very easy decision because if we chain Surprise, the Magnamut is gonna stay in his hand. We can Talents the rest of the hand and just keep on doing the Yummy combo. So what happened is he chained Dominus Impulse. So basically, what happens now is I wanted to Ash the Magnamut so he can guarantee not get another Bestial, because Ash is not great against Malice, we know it. So ashing the Magnamut so he doesn't really have an extender is pretty nice. And then we can steal Talents for hand, technically, but I was like, what am I afraid of? Because I want to play the game, obviously. So if I'm just gonna Talents draw, chances that I'm drawing a Yummy monster or just like any extender are pretty high in 2 cards. So I decided to draw because he's most likely not having Ash because he didn't Ash the Copsy. We don't have to play around Nib anymore, and he's on 3 cards, which is, yeah, okay. So we drew 1-for-1. Great card to draw, obviously. 1-for-1 for Ash. Ash for Poplar, excuse me. Poplar summon itself, go field spell, and then just pop off. Yeah, go search field spell, then we can Ash, even send Mignon to summon Oak, revive the Ash. And then we have the fodder for the Synchro 2 already. We go Temple. I thought if I want to place the second Ash because it's technically not a good draw in my deck, but I was like, yeah, honestly, no. Maybe it comes in pretty good to draw it. Or search it with the Ash we're gonna revive in the opponent's turn. Then Cupsy, and he just scoops. Because he knows he's not gonna beat it. So, game 2, he went first. We draw Nib Ash combo with Cookie, Cupsy, and Mignon. He has MDP, Draw, Jesse, Backup, and Underground. So it's like, okay, Nib Ash is definitely not bad combo against Malice. You just have to time it correctly. He went Dormouse, set 1, so we kind of knew it's gonna be MDP. Dormouse for Jesse, for White Rabbit to set GWC, link it off for Splash, Splash, Revive, just basic standard combo. Which I'm not sure it was correct because he could have also just normal summoned the body and then kept Splash and extra deck to play around to play through Nib or play through more interruptions, but he decided not to, which is, I don't know, maybe okay. He went ransom search for mirror, that was totally fine. And at this point, I kind of knew he's probably gonna go GWC, banish the ransom, banish the Jessie Cat, summon back Dormouse, ransom summon itself, banish Jessie summon itself, and then because he wants to banish the mirror to be able to draw 2 and search March here. And on Jessie summon we can just nip, and then we don't even have to ash it. Not exactly what he did, because he already had Jessie in hand. So he basically went ransom, banish Marcher, which is also definitely correct. Marcher at back to hand, normal. Oh no, he even went Wicked first. Then he went Marcher, summon itself. And I'm like, okay, so if we just nip here, if we just ash this and nip on res, hold on, he banished Splash. Okay. If we just ash this and nip on res, he has Madison Mirror in hand, MDP set. He didn't go the normal, he didn't normally yet, yes. But what does he want to do? Because he's been through Splash already. Unfortunately for us, he had backup in hand already. I still think ashing there was correct, because if we waited, like ash nipping there, if we waited, he would have just searched backup, go binder, set back the GWC, and then he automatically has GWC set for his for our turn, and that's such a hard card to deal with. So yeah, he discards the Jessie Cat for the backup, then Wizard summon it back, Jessie, banish, draw 2, draws into Talents. That was an amazing draw, Talents for hand, and yeah, then it was basically over. You can just fast forwarded his combo. He played it a little weird here because he went binder for Jessie, then normal draw, went for this Cryptor, Firewall, and we draw a Fuwa, and yeah, that was just never breakable. There we go. Then basically our hand was Lollipo, Mignon, Sanctum, Engraver, Ogre. So with Sanctum, Engraver, Ogre, we just know we're in a good spot. If just we don't get Fuwa. His hand is White Rabbit, Crow, Nip, Jessie, and Field Spell. That looks like an amazing hand from his side. He crows the target we had, but then was like, okay, yeah, sure. Engraver for Tract for Larry, summon Larry. And here I was like, actually I can just make Synchro here. Synchro into Cupsy search to discard 1. But we have the Cupsy in hand still, so we can summon out the Cupsy to search a surprise. And then we can still Engraver with Larry. Turn the... what did I do here? Yeah. Here I figured it is so bad to just play 1 link 1. That was, oh god. Oh god. This would have been so good to turn this into the Link 1 and then turn these two into Lollipo, summon out two more bodies, and we just have like a free body on board here. We turned Engraver into Requiem, then linked synchroed with the Requiem into the Lollipo, revive 2, and I figured here we can go cool land because I wanted to end on Caesar. If we would play Duke of the Mice, we could have ended on Caesar, but in this case, we cannot end on Caesar, unfortunately. So I went for Moon, turned Moon and Lollipo into Sequence. Sequence, shuffle back these three to go Desiree. Here I want to, here I figured I have to use Sequence because I don't want to link this off. So I have to use Sequence on Desiree, set Sanctum, set Surprise, and pass. He proceeds to Nibos, which is definitely a good card in this spot, but we can Desiree out his Nibiru, which is nice. And yeah, also the Nib token should be summoned here because he wants to Cryptor Point into it because that's like the only relevant zone. He draws Impulse, which is nice because that checks basically the quick spell, but we forced it with Sanctum already. So yeah, we then special summon it because I was like, I want to be able to react with the first thing because he can start Underground, he can start White Rabbit, just cards with summon effects, and I want to be able to react right then. Or just at least know if we can react or not. So he goes Chessie. Goes Chessie effect. I was debating about ogring it, but I was like, hold on, no. My line of thoughts were, we're gonna let it resolve. He's gonna banish either White Rabbit or Dormouse. On Dormouse or White Rabbit effect, we're gonna chain the Copsy, summon back 2. And on summon effect of White Rabbit or on resolution of summon from Dormouse, we can just go into Cookie to book both. And then that's like already, like he used one of the names, he used his normal summon, he cannot get rid of them when they're set. And that's like very strong already. So he draws into Ash Crow to non-engine, but not like great non-engine in our turn. So we did exactly what I said. And we already also used Copsy to draw, but draw into a Copsy, so it wasn't like that great. We were able to book both on response to White Rabbit effect. He still has to resolve it, set MDP. Then he goes Field Spell. Field Spell is nice because Field Spell can be banish Dormouse. Dormouse summon itself back. There was no real reason to Cookie Copsy into to Cookie Synchro into Cookie. And pop Dormouse because he can then just chain the MTP, so we rather hold it for something better. He goes Dormouse, banish Chessie effect. Here we probably should have actually used the cookie. Maybe we should have actually used the cookie on Dormouse already. Maybe that would have been like, looking back at it, I think we definitely should have. So we can cookie pop the Dormouse and force the MTP. He has to chain MTB search March Hare. March Hare alone doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah, that was definitely a little misplay because technically you can just go battle phase here, attack with Jesse over Cookie, or like double kill, and just continue with his extender if he has one. But he goes Splash, and we just knew at that point we were gonna win because we can ogre the Splash. Splash summons out Chessie. And he's gonna pass. We still have Mignon to revive. We have Copsy, and yeah, we can just set up Fiendsmith again and basically just win. So he let it resolve. Then I figured, hold on, why don't I play a second Link 1? We special Copsy add another body, like another name, Lollipo, then special Lollipo, shuffle back to Dormouse. Just in case he's gonna MTP for March Hare, and that's gonna be weird at some point. But we can just Ash Blossom the MTP anyway, so probably wasn't, like, I think it wasn't even correct to shuffle back the Dormouse because it gives him a better draw. We can turn it into Moon for Requiem effect. He's gonna Ash it as far as I know. We can then chain Copsy, revive 2. Also figured that we should have linked off the cookie so we can revive the cookie with the synchro. He also changed DD Crow on link 1, which was fine. Like, a good thing to do, because he probably figured that we don't play multiple link 1s. So we revived Lollipo, like both Lollipos. I think we went Battle Phase. Yeah, Battle Phase. Attack over everything. Attack directly with 28. And here, I think I went SP. Yeah, turn these two into IP. Yeah, that's also fine, because that basically checkmates top deck field spell, or like a white rabbit, or just like a lot of things. March Hare also checks March Hare, or a Bestial even, which is pretty nice. So we ashed the MTP, he top decks Nibiru, and that was basically it. Yeah. So yeah, that was it for the games. And I'm sorry again for having to do it like that way. I hope you still enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm gonna now talk about the deck and what I would change, or just already do some changes. Alright, so for what we learned from this couple games, we definitely want to play another Snatchy. And this came up pretty nice. This came up clutch. This came up, yeah, this was nice. It is hard to cut something for the Snatchy. I mean, we won the game even though we didn't have a second Snatchy, but I feel like it's mandatory. Maybe we can just not play the IP, because realistically we don't really need to end on IP, I think. Yeah. And that makes it probably a bit better if we play the Snatchy over the IP. Because realistically our end board, like, the princess is only there for follow-up, or if we only are able to play Snake out for some reason. If we get debarriered, we want to have Snake, we want to have princess. If we get, like, if we go second, or if we have to play like the follow-up turn. If we play turn 3, we started Ash, we used all like the Snake Eye stuff to bridge into Yummy. Then we come back, we have like a couple bodies, or even like through the Fiendsmith stuff. We want to go, yeah, we want to go princess to summon back the Ash and to have like extra pushes. That sounds nice. So yeah, I think this change, Snatchy for IP, is a good call. To the side deck, I never really used these cards, but we didn't play matchups I think it's relevant. I think Droplet is very strong against any like Fiendsmith or K9 version. Maybe the Regekis do enough in those decks. Um, I liked Regeki a lot. Also, the DD Crow is kind of cap, because I don't really want to rely on Verarth though. So we're definitely gonna play either the second Regeki or the third Bell. Against Yummy, a third Bell is nice. Or just play a second Regeki. We can try with the Bell first. Apart from that, I think the rest of the deck looks pretty solid. I didn't have like the issue of having too many normal summons, which is nice. Yeah. If you figured out anything else, if you saw anything else that we could change, let me know, as always. And with that being said, see you guys in the next one.